Well, hi YouTubers, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I am your host, Shawn Donley.
And I'm your co-host, Marianne Donley.
In this video, we're kind of like backtracking a little bit, because we actually started doing the Our Haunted Travels when we were on location in St. Louis, and I wasn't kind of sure how we were going to do these. Still quite not there yet. But anyways, we thought we would make a video to kind of introduce who we are, because we're meeting new people out there on the internet this past month. That's actually kind of cool, and they're like, well, who are these people? You know, like, who are you, and why are you doing this, and how do you know how to do this, and what does that mean, and that kind of stuff. So anyways, we thought we'd take some, I guess you would consider this a vlog. We're just going to kind of wing it here and kind of introduce ourselves. Okay, you all right with that?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to go? I'll go first. You want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So basically, my name is Shawn Donley. We say that all the time. But also in some of the videos that you're going to see, you'll say, I'm Shawn Donley from PanicD.com, Dark Shadow Ghost Tours, and Our Haunted Travels. And she does the same thing. Now, why do we do that? We have another one, too, Untold History Revealed. Okay? It's because all this stuff that we do as far as research and paranormal related and collecting and historical and all that stuff, it all comes down to being one of those. So everything kind of relates together. However, we never know like where it's going to fall under. Our haunted travels means we've traveled to that location. In most cases, it's just her and I, but it could have been on Dark Shadow Ghost Tours, or we could have brought Dark Shadow Ghost Tours team with us, or other PanicD. So anyways, we just kind of like cover all bases, say PanicD.com, Dark Shadow Ghost Tours, and Our Haunted Travels. We don't do Untold History Revealed when we say that, for two reasons. Number one, it's kind of long and hard for me to say. And number two, that's just a podcast. Right. Okay, so we don't do video on that.
Correct.
Okay. So that kind of explains that when you hear that. Secondly, who am I? Well, first, I am a tech guy. Full-time, I am the technology coordinator for, can we say the school?
I don't know.
People know who we work for. We work for Newton Falls Schools in Northeast Ohio. I started out in IT in the early 90s, went to school for it. After went to college for it, started college for it. Got a job at the IT for the Regional Data Center for Asheville-Trumbull County Schools, and worked there for 9 years. Left to work for a private computer company and got hired back at Newton Falls and Champion Schools. Now I'm full-time technology coordinator for Newton Falls Schools. I know that's a long, drawn-out thing. Basically, I work on computers. Mainly, I'm a programmer, but I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I never really wanted to specialize into one particular field, because back in the 90s when I went to school, these big companies were downsizing. So I didn't want to say I'm a network, I'm in this, I'm in that, I program, I do this kind of stuff. My passion is programming. So if you go to PanicD.com and look at that database, I wrote that myself. That's all custom wrote by me. Which is also a problem, because there's a lot of time that goes into it. We have had other people help put content in. Marianne's put content in. But also, on the side, I own a consulting company for small businesses called DNS Technology Consulting. And actually, you'll see that on the bottom of our other websites, that these are divisions of. That's our main company, where we do internet consulting and web design for other companies. When I say we, me.
Yeah, because I don't do that stuff at all.
Yeah, I always use the we instead of I. But the drawback of being the programmer, system administrator, chief bottle washer, whatever you want to call it, of the company, is occasionally people like to get in there and hack it. That happens. We've had that happen last year, and I just took down the database. I took it down for about 4 months. And I was not going to bring it back. I was ticked. It was like the third or fourth time the site got hacked. Why they do it, I have no idea. We don't make money on PanicD.com. It was just to be jerks. and they weren't from the United States, so I'm not going to go there anymore. But I was just tired of dealing with it, so I took it down. And then I kind of started to miss it, because actually panicd.com serves as two things. It's a hobby for me. Marianne and I do it together. It's great fun to go to these locations and research different things, and then actually go there and see things that we've read about or heard about and put it in the database. It's a lot of fun. So I missed it, so decided to bring it back. But yeah, I think I've gone on enough about me. Have I? Why don't you tell them? Maybe I'll think of something else. Tell them who you are. This is my beautiful bride, Marianne Donley, by the way, who I drug into this. But go ahead.
Well, I'm Marianne Donley, as he said, and I'm actually a school teacher by trade. I have a background in science, so I am a science teacher. I can teach grades 7 through 12, any science, in the state of Ohio. And I got my undergraduate from Youngstown State University in the town that I lived, and then I got a master's degree in school counseling from Westminster College in Pennsylvania, just the other side of the pond there.
Yeah, not too far.
Yes. So I like a lot of history. I like tying the history into my lessons and showing people, how things were at a certain time really influence what's going on.
True crime forensics. She is an authority on certain cases. She actually teaches about the cases.
Yes, I actually have a forensics class now as well, a science forensics course.
So like, I'll give you an example with our haunted travels. I am sure that on our bucket list, we are going to travel to different locations that relates to the Zodiac Killer.
I'm sure of it. Okay.
We've gone to Lizzie Borden house. She is like, she knows that case inside and out, even autopsy reports, and it's that kind of stuff that led to the research part. Okay. Now, me being a computer guy, you wouldn't know it, but I hate talking in front of people. I hate doing this right now. Okay, that is my nature. I am a computer guy. And some of you guys out there that we subscribe to that are gamers, a lot of you that we are gamers probably, well, why is this guy subscribing to game? I'm a gamer. I'm an old school gamer. And I love sitting there watching you guys making them videos and doing that stuff. And I'm like, back in the day, I would have went and owned all of them. But, I'm my dexterity isn't there, so I kind of live my life through you. But, they say that your weakest point will eventually become your strongest. I worked very hard at being able to get up and speak in front of people and stuff like that, and I had to do it for my career, business, and so on and so forth. And okay, I'm going off again, but I'm into history and all these kind of things, and she's into the forensics and history and that kind of stuff. And when those all come to a head, now you're talking, going to different places and stepping back in time and putting puzzles together and this little piece of evidence and that little piece of evidence. And that's why I consider us to be paranormal researchers, which leads to panicd.com. Now, I said I'm a tech guy. I'm a website developer. I don't even know how many websites I've developed over the years. It's got to be well over hundreds. I don't know. However, back when we started Panic D around 2010, this is when the ghost shows came out on TV. And the guys that worked for me at school, they were like, hey, man, did you catch, I guess I could say their names, right? Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, did you catch these? I'm like, nah, Ghost? Really? Yeah, I don't believe in that. So I come home one day and I watched one, and I was like hooked.
And then we were like, going on vacation.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about Panic D, and then we'll talk about vacation.
Oh,
okay. So I started going on the internet and researching more about different locations. We saw about Hillview Manor. That's not too far from us. That's 45 minutes. Different places in Youngstown where we live. We live in Youngstown. And I'm like, wow, there's a lot of this stuff out here. But the websites, not to offend anybody, they were horrible. So I thought there's got to be a better way. And that's what made me think about, and actually a couple guys from work hey, let's make a database of these locations. And we'll record the history of the location, any paranormal stories, paranormal claims, demographic, is it open to the public, that kind of stuff. Kind of like a paranormal meets Google type database. And that started Panic D. Now, we weren't researching, like going out and doing investigations. We were just researching stuff over the internet and putting it together. Now, back to your vacation thing.
So then we were going on vacation.
Not our honeymoon.
Right. We had gone to Florida on our honeymoon, and so we were going back to Florida again on a vacation 4 years later. And there were a bunch of things that we had done in a certain town, St. Augustine, that we had been, to before. And I said, well, I want to do something different. And he's into this whole ghost thing. So they had a night tour.
Was it Bark at the Moon or Howl at the Moon?
I think.
I think they still have it.
At the lighthouse. And so I said, I'm going to buy tickets for that, and I'm going to take him there. And so that's what we did.
That was our first ghost tour, ghost hunt type thing.
Yes.
The very first one.
Mm-hmm.
Little did we know that this is a famous haunted lighthouse that was featured on Ghost Hunters and all these other shows.
It was just a lighthouse to us.
It's just a lighthouse. We're looking at it with the lights off, But she did purchase like a little toy quality night vision camera, which we still have, and it's one of the videos that we just previously did. It kind of saved you coming down them steps with the lights off.
So dark.
But we booked some other ghost tours of St. Augustine because we were there. Let's see, that would have been, was that 2010?
2010.
So we were there in 2006, and we wanted to see the city again from different point of view. So we did an actual ghost tour and went to, what's the fort? Castillo de San Marcos. Did I say that right? Castillo de San Marcos. We went to the old jail, school, that kind of stuff during that ghost tour. And it was interesting because you learn more, I don't want to say true history, but maybe a little bit darker history on those, because I wish we kept track how many ghost tours we've been on. Almost that's what starts all this. When we go and travel, we find a ghost tour and we go and do it because it gives you more history. Now, is it embellished? Probably.
Of course, they have to.
It's a show,
have
whatever.
Fun.
But then when you do a little bit more research and you kind of back up that, maybe a true crime or actually something actually happened that could have triggered that makes it a little bit more interesting. And that's where the research and putting together the puzzle and all that fun stuff comes together. I took over what you were saying. What was the point that you were saying? You don't remember?
We began traveling.
Okay. Yeah, we began traveling. So that began us going out and doing investigations and ghost tours and so on and so forth. Now, it was a couple years later when I was working on the Panic D website where I said, I remember when we went on that first ghost hunt and we had a night vision camera and we recorded some stuff, and I found... Well, actually, the first time we were there at the ghost hunt, we got the orb at the Spanish Military Hospital, and we showed it to the tour guide. He goes, yeah, you probably have something. Brought it home, blew it up on a computer, and yeah, we have that out there as evidence. But then I started looking through some of the other videos, some of the other footage, and it was a couple years after the fact that I realized we caught our first EVP, which is at the Tolomato Cemetery. And we have that video out there. I need to reproduce it because the quality of it, there's no intro or anything like that. But that was our first EVP. Now, moving ahead. So we're going out, we're doing all these adventures, collecting all this stuff, doing all this research and everything, and we're having a blast. I was having fun. You were having fun too, right? Mm-hmm. We were having a great time. And we thought, you know what? It would be great if we could take people with us to do this and show them this what's out there. What is going on with the ghost tours and the investigations and stuff like that. And there came the idea for Dark Shadow Ghost Tours. So Dark Shadow Ghost Tours was kind of like what we were doing with Panic D, her and I personally, but yet we would take groups out and do that. And we've taken groups to Hillview Manor and Mansfield Prison and Old Licking County Jail and Twin City Opera House. I mean, like Mansfield, we're talking about the Mansfield trip. We took 50 people on a bus. Same way with Hillview Manor. We had a great time. We broke up in groups. We showed them how to do EVP sessions. We showed them how to do, the flashlight and all that stuff. And all this stuff we have and pictures and all that stuff. And then we kind of got into doing the murder mystery dinners. And we met some great friends of ours. And Dark Shadow Ghost Tours got to be so big that it consumed us. I mean, I didn't realize how big it would get, and health-wise, it was a little too much. Working full-time, running the tech company, doing Dark Shadow Ghost Tours, and we have other little side things we do with photography and things like that. It just got to be too much, and I needed a break because I was about ready to snap. We were at each other's throat, so we took time off. I mean, we stopped producing. When we produce a murder mystery dinner, it's intense.
Because I like everything to be perfect.
Yeah, everything has to be.
And that's what made us get a little bit on each other's nerves.
Yeah. So we decided, okay, we need to slow down a little bit. And our 10th anniversary, which was 2016, last year. Yes, 10 years, folks. Made it 10 years.
We're 11 now, and
Yeah,
going
11
on
now.
12 and 18.
Yeah.
You know.
But in 2016, we decided we're going to take a cruise. I needed to get away. I needed to get away from technology. I needed to get away from the internet, get away from everything. And while we were gone on that trip, because we took a cruise and then we went down to Key West and around Miami and all that stuff, we started doing how we started, going to these places again and just going in, hey, we know something about Captain Tony's, and we know a little bit about Ernest Hemingway's house and the lighthouse in Key West, and what's that fort in Puerto Rico we went to, and we went and saw the grave of Ponce de Leon, and that kind of stuff, and it sparked off that our haunted travels type mentality. I would like to get back into Dark Shadow Ghost Tours, start doing the murder mysteries, but not as intense. I mean, we were up to doing one a month, and it was too much. It was way too much. The people in our core group, we miss them tremendously. We want to get back together with them and start doing that again. The fans, there's fans that we met that gone on these trips with them, gone on almost every trip that we took out. We miss everybody. We want to do it, but I don't want to get to that point where my health can't take it. And this summer I kind of got there with work, but 2018 might be a little different. We're thinking about bringing it back. Pretty heavy about bringing it back. But anyways, that's how Dark Shadows came about. Who we are. Panic D. Our Haunted Travels. What am I forgetting? What else do you have to add?
I don't know. Normally I have so much to add, but you just kind of rattled off a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, I said who I was. So tell them a little bit more about you. Maybe a little bit more about you told about your education and what you do as a teacher.
Uh-huh.
Why are you interested in the paranormal and what we do and that kind of stuff? Why does it interest you? Because I am. You do it because I do it. Mm-hmm. No, you like doing it too. I was listening to some audio last night, actually, of an EVP session that you did a while ago, and you were into it. But she's the skeptic. She's the skeptic of the group, and she catches most of the information and stuff. But anyways, I guess that's who we are. What do we got coming up? We got some plans.
We do. Besides
bringing back Dark Shadow Ghost Tours, which we want to, we have some travel plans coming up. We have our first volume of the book coming out, and she's actually working on another book. Should we tell them?
No, let's keep that one a secret.
We'll keep that one a secret. But
keep that one a secret.
Okay, so I guess that's it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
What am I forgetting? Don't know. I don't know how long this video is. I don't care. So now you people out there that we're meeting on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, we've already met some really cool people, and we'll put them. I've made a list. I haven't really gone over with Marianne that much, but we go back to some of these places. I want to go and visit these people because they're making some cool videos, and from Florida and Nevada and Philadelphia and all over. So what?
Nothing.
Well, see, she's getting quiet. All right, so I guess it's time to wrap it up. So, if you like this video, I almost forgot that part. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button. No, I guess if you like this video, hit the like button. If you like to find out or get more videos from us, hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell. It's something they changed on YouTube, so you're notified when we post a new video. And if you have any comments about, here you go, how did you get started into paranormal? Let us know. That would be kind of cool. Leave it in the comment section, because I tell you what, we would have been you would not even thought that we would get into paranormal, based on being in education and stuff like that, and all the people we work with thinks we're nuts. Not everybody. I'd say about half of them come up and say, what happened at that ghost hunt last night? Did you find anything? Yeah, but the other them think we're nuts, but that's okay. That's fine. But tell us how you got into paranormal. Leave that in the comment section. So until next time. Oh, why do I say happy hunting? I always say happy hunting. I mean ghost hunting. Happy ghost hunting. Happy hunting. Who cares? All right, till next time. Happy hunting.
And thanks for watching.
If you like this video and like to see more in the future, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and give us a like below. Also, if you have any comments or suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching this episode of Our Haunted Travels.